Hello everyone, my name is Yasser Khalid and I'm a Twitch streamer. You can find me out every Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Twitch at twitch.tv/Yasser Khalid at 3 p.m. Central Time or during the weekend 2 p.m. Central Time. And in today's video I'll be talking about the Summit Cup. The Summit Cup is a Great League format and should be live tomorrow, Wednesday, August the 10th. At 3 p.m. Central Time until Wednesday the 17th, 3 p.m. Central Time. So it's a Great League format. You can only use normal, fire, water, grass, electric, and bug type. Those type are the only type that will be permitted according to Mr. League Duck. The main Pokemons in this cup are like, for the fire, it is a couple, but I mentioned like the most common 4 of every type. But definitely you don't have to stick to any of these. But from my understanding, I think like K9 is just the most dominant fire type now because it beats Walrein and Trap both reliably. Blaziken is just in the frail side, and the fighting type is just giving it more weaknesses. Awak is good if you have the Shadow, of course. You need the Shadow Awak. Don't use that on Shadow. Talonflame is just a nuke, but Talonflame has a weakness. It's called the flying type. Because electric type in this cup are very dominant due to the lack of ground type and the dominance of grass type. So if you have like the only type that resists electric among all these is just the grass, while grass gets stomped by bug and fire, while water only beat fire. Unless you're Swampert, and the subtyping of ground gives you a decent advantage versus the electric. So technically, electric is supposed to be the dominant type here. Bug is always bad. I don't ever call it where like bug was a dominant typing. And among all these Pokemons, I believe the strongest, as always, is gonna be Walrein. Just as any Great League format, whenever you can use those two. Those two kind of struggle a bit, but there's some Pokemons like. I don't think they struggle versus anything. So the toughest Pokemon versus those two is Shadow K9. If you have that Pokemon, that's like your best answer to Walrein. Don't use anything. Don't try to spice it up by using something like Beedrill or Araquanid or some Tropius, Shadow Zapdos. You can just run Shadow K9 and destroy this core. Pelipper is kind of interesting, and then the water type Swampert is just a Swampert. Azu is bad. Don't use it. Why? It doesn't have a good matchup versus the grass, the electric. Some bugs can beat it. It only beat the fire. And that's it. The electric matchup is scuffed. Where's the Dene? I don't believe Dene is a good Pokemon. And the normal typing is too good because technically there is no fighting. There is only 2 fighters. Blaziken and Buzzwole. So you have to rely on using pseudo fighters like Obstagoon and Vigoroth, and those 2 are very dominant because they beat the normal type, which nothing can technically beat. As an example, like Diggersby can have a play versus everything in this cup, and you can just safely swap it. You can put like a Hyper Beam on it to catch opponents off guard because technically nothing resists normal outside Mr. Alolan Marowak and Aerowak. Alolan Marowak doesn't stay in that matchup. Like, they are too afraid to stay in because they don't do any damage from the charge move, and the fast move is basically resisted. Abomasnow is a decent core breaker. So if opponent, as an example, swapped into Pelipper, you can just counter swap the Abomasnow. Walrein matchup is not the worst because you can get to 2 moves, Energy Balls, and the 1 shield, I think, if I am correct. I think if I am correct, I should be correct. Yeah, that's a good sentence. I like it. Tropius is good. Is good if you can dodge the Walrein. And I believe you can just run Razor Leaf if you just want to beat the Walrein. But there is some stuff that can beat it more reliably. It's up to you, whatever you like. Especially when this cup, whenever the steel is not a meta, you can basically use anything that has a baiting move and a good charge move with a good fast move. Which is basically Trevenant and Walrein. So that's why they are the best at whatever they are doing. Because they have the best coverage in the entire game. Vigoroth used to be that Pokemon, but the non-stab damage hurts it a lot. Diggersby is too decent again because flyers aren't that relevant in this cup. And it beats all the normal type, kind of, except the counter users. And it's so bulky. Beware. Yo, beware. I wish it's good. Gradient is just a budget Lickitung. Chansey is just a mean Lickitung. A worst nightmare of Lickitung. Pidgeot is just a scuffed Pokemon that was supposed to be decent, and the Niantic somehow nerfed it when it wasn't even played or used. Noctowl is a very safe Pokemon because technically it's supposed to be the best flyer in this cup, which destroy Lickitung, Diggsby, Trevenant. Fighters can beat the fire. Lose to all electric though. For the electric, Pachirisu is the most dominant Pokemon because it has a nuke move and a baiting move. As long as you don't see ground, which is basically Swampert, and another Pokemon that I will be mentioning in the next slide. So stay tuned. Stay tuned, chat. Zapdos is just a budget. Don't use Zapdos. You can use Zapdos, okay? Because sometimes when I say don't use it, it's bad. People be like, no, I've been using it and I've been winning. It's like, good luck. I'm not saying like, I'm saying that just... All I'm saying is that there is better options. Alolan Golem is not good on PvP, but to be honest, every time Electric is good in a cup, Alolan Golem always shine. Always. Like, I've never seen a cup where like you can use Alolan Golem and Alolan Golem became bad outside Open Great League, because it just get destroyed by the Swampert and the Steel, and there is no play, and you don't have that much a big of a play versus the Steel since you rely on the rock damage. Galv, I will be telling you a secret how to play Galv in the next slides. Magnezone is just a budget Pachirisu. Buzzwole is a fighter that beats all the fighters and loses the fight, so technically it's not the best fighter, but it can beat 1, 2. It can... doesn't... I know that you guys be like, oh, but who has it? Well, I've been in Seattle. I went to Go Fest. I have one. Am I gonna use it? I don't think so. I don't like how it looks. It just looks so annoying, and I don't like the way it looks. Beedrill. Okay. What's the name of this Pokemon again? Araquanid, yeah, Araquanid. The problem with Araquanid is that it doesn't have a good fast move, and Bug is always a bad fast move. You can use it to beat Walrein, Trev, and the fighters. You lose to the fire, you lose to the flyers. You don't beat do you beat Diggsby? I have no idea. I haven't checked the sims. Do you beat the normal type? You should be, because you're just too bulky. You're almost as bulky as XL, if you're not bulky as XL Azu. Okay, speaking of, those are like the main Pokemons in the meta, like let's say top 30 PvP. Now let's move it to the off-meta picks that you can also choose to play. Macargo, a fire Pokemon that has a rock fast move, so you can just have a flexible option. If you don't want to run Incinerate, you can just run Rock Throw. Laurentiis is gonna be my favorite. I call it a Great League Zacian. I know some people don't like that, but that's the name I have on my Pokédex. I named it Great League Zacian because the superpower hits so hard. Leaf Blade is amazing. I believe it has decent coverage, but says almost everything. Snorlax, budget Lickitung. Shadow Canine, it was supposed to be meta, but I didn't have the space, so I put it here. So this thing is meta. Don't call me out on having it as an anti-meta Pokemon. Okay, I know someone will be like, Yasser, Canine, Shadow Canine is meta. It's not anti-meta. Omega lol, you're so bad. Yeah, these comments, always. Pyro. I didn't know that Pyro is good in the Great League until like last week, because I've seen it like 70 times on my games. Every time I queue on Steam, I get a Pyro now, because it beats Wilding and Redcore. Hawisen Electrode is just a budget Pachirisu. What is this bus-looking Pokemon? Charge Bug? Okay, it's a spicy Pokemon. What does it learn? I have no idea. I didn't even check. But I don't think it's gonna be good. Wait, I wanna see what moves does it learn. PvP ranking, it Charge Bug. It learns Spark, Excel, Discharge. Yo, that's a huge pass. Fortress is just a bug bite Pokemon, another bug user. If you want to use a bug Pokemon that is not Ariados or Gal. Whiscash is a ground Pokemon that you can use and can beat Swampert. You get destroyed by Trev, so if you want to use it, that's up to you. Tapu Fini is a water Pokemon that I haven't mentioned, and I said again, most of the water Pokemons are bad because they lose to grass. Normal, most of the normal, the XLs. By normal, I mean Lickitung. And they lose to electric as well. So you technically lose to 2 types out of 5, and electric is good because you only lose to 1 out of 5. What about Pelipper? Pelipper get destroyed by electric, which is supposed to be the dominant type. The BBML team in this cup is basically Pachiriso, Lickitung, and Tropius. Why Tropius over other grass? Because this team gets destroyed by Diggersby. So you need this to be Diggersby. Yeah, what if Diggersby has Fire Punch, Hyper Beam? Well, you figure it out. That's not something I'm gonna do. So you can just also change Medicham to XL Diggersby. It has to be XL. It has to be XL for a million reasons. One of them is that the non-XL is not good enough. And it doesn't tank good enough charge moves. This team is kinda ABB, weak to Noctowl. You can change the Earthquake again to Hyper Beam to avoid that. And it's kind of weak to Abomasnow. Everything here almost loses to Abomasnow, but it's manageable because Tropius can do some super effective damage. What's after that? I don't know. I don't think. This cup so far, like, there is 4 main Pokemons that you can use. And they can dominate some matchups, but they don't dominate everything. Another team, so that's why I decided to put Shadow Abomasnow in this cup and this video, because I think it's going to be like a decent core breaker. So that's why I have a team here like it's still BBML because you have 2 good Pokemons, Patchy, Tropius, that make a decent core, and you can have Abomasnow in the back. So you use this to bait out the Walrein, and then Abomasnow is supposed to beat the back line. Gal, in this cup, you don't need Discharge, you need Energy Ball. Why? Because there is something big in this cup called Diggersby. So if you're running Galv, you can run Fury Cutter, but I'm not a fan of that because the electric damage is very decent in this cup. Bug damage is bad. It doesn't do enough damage. So if you run Lunge, make sure to have Energy Ball just for those Swampert outside. Should you Energy Ball the Walrein? I don't think so. I think you can just go straight Lunge and win because you're doing super effective damage from the Volt Switch. Diggersby is just the best generalist, I think, in this cup. Another team, I call it a budget team. So there is no XLs, Pokemons that are available in the wild, or used to be. Walrein is budget, okay? Those people who always call me out and saying that it requires 2 elite TMs. No, it requires grinding in the community day. That's what it requires. Just because you don't grind doesn't mean it's not budget. Sometimes, I don't know, some people call me out. I said Greedent, it's like, I get many comments that Greedent isn't budget. I'm like, how this thing is not budget? You don't need XLs. You don't need to wait for it. You just need to play GBL and then you catch it from the reward. Walrein, this thing is spawned like so many times that we had so many events where this thing was spawning. And we had a big community day. I think it was 6 hours or something. Another team, Homeslice Henry fans. Homeslice Henry made a team, Medicham, Diggersby, Noctowl, and it's kinda very popular. Also, Rise to Occasion played it. And I believe this team is decent. So you can replace the Medi with Buzzwole or Diggersby, and you become like a Homeslice Henry fan. The team doesn't have the best coverage, but it does enough to win most of the matchups since you have decent bulk here, and you have a decent fast move pressure from Buzzwole or Blaziken. Another team, BBML, I call triple normal. Why triple normal? Well, Vigoroth is a normal type, Lickitung also is a normal type, Diggersby is a normal type, Noctowl is a normal type, so you can pick Vigoroth plus 2 of those 3, or Obstagoon as well. You can put Obstagoon, and then instead of Licky, and you choose like 3 normals and play a triple normal team. Moving to another team, guess what? It's a triple counter team. The team just destroy the Walrein, and you rely on the other 3 to beat 1 Trevenant. Is that all the triple teams that we can run? No, you can actually do triple grass, because grass can beat electric, which is the most dominant type. You can have Trevenant, Tropius, and Roserade, because Roserade has decent fast move pressure, and if you swap it, sometimes you have, you know, like some energy lead by 1, so you can outpace everything, and it's a decent. So if they no shield the Wither Ball, I believe most of the stuff can get farmed down outside fire Pokemons. I believe this is the end of the video. Thank you so much everyone for watching, and if you like the video, make sure to leave a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. It's free. And see you in the next video. Peace.